Welcome back to another video of Super Nathan Jr. We are back with another movie review. Finally, another movie review. Today, I will be reviewing Obsession. I watched this a couple months back because it was getting so many high ratings from many people. It was becoming very popular, so I wanted to go and see it. I was like, okay, sure, we'll give it a try. I did not have high hopes for this. I was expecting a usual cliche horror movie we get, especially with Blumhouse Productions being part of, or being the financer of this movie, and I was completely blown away by what we got. First of all, it's remarkable that Curry Barker, a previous, or still a YouTuber making such a successful movie. He spent $250,000 on the movie and made over $400 million. That's remarkable. One of the most successful movies at the box office regarding percentage-wise, according to the budget, ever. It's just brilliantly well done. The marketing was just masterful, and then the movie is masterful. I was really impressed with what he created. First of all, what makes this movie stand out from the other horror movies that I've seen is definitely going to be it's actually scary. It actually really made me uncomfortable. My heart was racing 100% of the time throughout the movie. Or let me reiterate, the second the switch happens with Nikki going from her normal self into the possessed self, immediate chills, and you feel the tension throughout the entire duration. Curry knows exactly how to pull a rubber band far, and you think it's about to rip, but it doesn't, and then when it rips, you weren't expecting it whatsoever. The jump scares really get you. The uncanny movements and uncanny personality of Nikki really just makes your skin crawl. Just terrifying, utterly terrifying. Oh my goodness, I had sweaty armpits coming out of that theater. That was quite an experience. One of, if not the best horror movie experience I've had in theaters, besides Sinners, but like true horror movie. This is definitely taking the cake. Now, I know that horror is quite subjective regarding what scares you, but I'd say that this is pretty universal, considering this is a psychological horror, and that's a lot more realistic and therefore terrifying when something like, this feels more real and feels like it could happen, even though it doesn't. It's intimidating to us and feels like an attack on, our biological defense mechanism, so we kick into flight or fight mode for these types of scenarios or movies. So that's really brilliantly well done. As for the story itself, it really tackles it doesn't tackle something super in depth. It explores the concept of obsession not within Nikki herself. It's actually the obsession projected from Bear onto Nikki, and I think that's really powerful in his message, showing that your obsession for something can negatively affect someone else. Like I said, Nikki is essentially just a facade of Bear's obsession of her. As the movie slowly goes on, we start to realize, Bear is a pretty bad person, morally speaking. He's really selfish and very greedy with what he gets. He knows something's wrong. He should have known from the first couple times of her snapping out of it for a brief second, but he consistently goes on for this desire to be liked and admired by someone, even if it's fake. He doesn't care. There's this lustful obsession he has with her, and it's unhealthy, and it just establishes him as the villain by the end of the movie, rather than Nikki, the monster, the possessed one, because at the end of the day, it's him. And even when he was, trying to call him up to help with the wish, he didn't want to end the wish. He wanted to change it, implying he didn't care about Nikki. He didn't care how she felt. He heard her on the phone and the real Nikki, and continued to desire this fake one, implying Bear has terrible mental issues and is just a really terrible person as the movie goes on. It's a very intense movie. It genuinely made me feel fearful, so I was really impressed with what we got. If I'm watching a horror movie, the horror movie needs to scare me. If it doesn't scare me, it's not doing it right. And by doing that element right, you already put yourself way above the bar. So I like that it doesn't delve too much into it. It explores a theme in a unique way, obsession, and one that hasn't really been explored that much, ironically and surprisingly. And I think they do it really well, giving a very dangerous and consequential ending to an obsessed person. So I personally love this movie, although I was very uncomfortable. I will likely come back to it eventually, but not for a while. That really had me scared for a few days afterwards. I was very uncomfortable going to sleep that night. Goodness, Curry Barker, you're the GOAT. I give this movie a 4.5 out of 5 or a 9 out of 10. Brilliantly well done. Sets itself up for one of the best movies of the year, and I hope Indy Navarrete gets a nomination for this performance. Absolutely stellar. Absolutely kills it out there, literally and figuratively. So what did you guys think of this movie? Please leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Please drop a like if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Adios.